Thank you, Brent. That was perfect. That was wonderful. That was exactly how I wrote it. Grateful to be here, and I want to thank you, Brent, for having me come in today. You all ready to get going? Before we get started, I'd like everyone to stand up. Stand up and look at the person to your left. No, your other left. There you go. Then look at the person on your right. Now turn and look at the better looking of the two. Hey, now some of you are looking at me. Thank you very much. A few of you were looking at Brent. It's pretty important that we have some fun here while we're doing this event at Southwestern Consulting. We believe in laughing, helping others, and helping other people laugh. So I just want to invite you guys to enjoy today, laugh with me, and have some fun. Brent and I spent a lot of time on this, and we put together really some amazing agenda items to get through. We have thousands of these immediate results workshops all over the country every single day, and we know your business. Really, we do. We know what your challenges are in today's market, and today is going to be awesome. But I think each one of you would agree with me that you can't get everything you need out of 1 hour to change your lives. Wouldn't you agree? Coaching changes people's lives. On average, anyone who works with a coach at Southwestern Consulting for at least a year will increase their sales by 23% or more. That is why we have a coaching program. So, if it's for you, do it. I'll give you a chance to sign up right here, right now, at the end of our program. But if it's not for you, don't do it. And I mean that. You're not going to hurt my feelings, I promise. I have thick skin. The only thing that I ask is that you come into this session with an open mind. Is that fair enough to request? We are going to talk more about coaching at the end of today's training. But before I dive in, I'd like to give you a little bit of a background on who we are. The company I work for is Southwestern Consulting. At Southwestern Consulting, we have signed up more than 10,000 people, just like you, one-on-one, to help grow their sales. For example, we've coached more than 100 people at companies like Verizon, DirecTV, AT&T, Bridgestone. Not too shabby, hey? And this is what we do. We elevate sales. Not only do we help you sell more, but our mission is to elevate the practice and the perception of sales across the world. The reason our clients get results is because of the habits we help them to create. I see that most of you have notebooks, and that's awesome. I did bring some worksheets for you to take notes on today. What I want you to do is, as soon as you get this, tear it in half. Go ahead, tear it in half. The right half of this worksheet is for your notes. Feel free to write all over it, scribble, doodle, whatever you got to do. The other side is going to be for me. If I do a great job today, what do you think I'm going to ask from you? I am no different from any of you. I'm going to be asking for some referrals, just like you do in your sales process, right? So is that cool if we do that at the end? Great. Go ahead and put that on the other half of the side. We'll come back to that later. First, I want to know what results you would like to accomplish after this session. So we are in January. We have 12 months, 50 weeks left in this year, 2019. What results do you want to see? Do you know how close you are to accomplishing your goals? Do you know what it's going to take to get there? What activities do you need? And do you know how many of each? Do you know what your ratio is for that? One of the things we talk about with our clients is the more specific, the more terrific. If you don't know where you are, how do you know what it's going to take to get what you want and where you want? So you have to be specific with your goals. But here's the thing. Do we really have control over our results? Nope, we don't have direct control over our results, but We can influence them. And there are 3 things that we have ultimate control over that can have a massive impact on our end result. Look at the triangle on the top of your piece of paper. At Southwest Consulting, this is what we call the habits triangle. And we're going to talk about the habits you can control. The first controllable is on the right side of the triangle. I want you to write the word skills in that space. When you think of the word skills, what does that mean in your business? Has anyone in here ever needed to lead someone to make a decision? Has anyone in here ever needed to overcome objections, ask for referrals, and close? Have you needed to make a good first impression, whether it be over the phone or in person? Those are skill sets. Those are learnable, trainable skill sets. We teach them in coaching. The second piece of this triangle is motivation. Now, if you are a commission-based salesperson, your motivation is pretty important. Along the bottom part of the triangle, write in sales motivation. How many of you know someone who is incredibly talented? They are smart, they are gifted, but for whatever reason, they have absolutely no motivation or ambition. We all know somebody like that, right? But how many of you also know people who are really good at what they do, probably a lot like a lot of you in this room? You're probably really good at what you do. You can close anyone you sit down with, but it's still hard to get motivated to pick up the phone. Because 1 month, you're up here. And then the next month, you're down here. And you have this roller coaster of a business because your motivation is all over the place and your business reflects that. The point of coaching is to help you remain consistent in that motivation so you can keep increasing production month over month. There are companies out there that specialize in motivation. Have you ever been to or heard of seminars where you walk across fire and it's pretty motivational? I have. However, if all you did was focus on motivation and not improving your skills, how far would that get you? But that's why motivation is only 1/3 of what we focus on at Southwestern Consulting. Because what happens if you have an idiot and then you motivate them? What do you have? A motivated idiot. The third part of your business that you need to master in order to become a top producer is that you need to have an incredible system. So on the left side of the triangle, write systems. When you think of systems, what comes to mind? What systems do you currently have in place to be successful? Systems also include setting goals, time management, having a balanced lifestyle, accountability, creating an effective schedule, and knowing how to work your territory efficiently. This is one of the most popular reasons why people get into coaching. This is our clients say, I need systems. I have business. I have been doing this a long time. I'm motivated, but not completely organized. I don't have structure. I don't have balance. I work all the time and there are not enough hours in the day. I need to do more with less time. How do I do that? People get into coaching to create these better systems. And what really ties these 3 areas together is the word right in the middle of the triangle. It's the word habits. Because without good habits in these 3 areas, then nothing else works, does it? I can teach you all the skill sets in the world. I can be the best motivational speaker you've ever seen. I can show you how to manage your calendar, but if we don't work on these things until they become habits, what do you think is going to happen 2 weeks from today? Right, it just doesn't work. The problem for most of us is we just don't have anybody holding us accountable to do these things that we need to do until they become habits. That's what coaching's for. So around the outside of this triangle is the word accountability. We hold you accountable to do things that you already know you should be doing, but we hold you accountable until they become habits. So as we get into this next phase, I want you to see everything through the accountability lens. Look at all of these techniques and all of these concepts and ask yourself, am I doing well in these areas? Or could I use somebody to help me get there? I would contend that all of us need somebody to help us get there, right? So now let's talk about the 3 things that top producers do.